Welcome to the Epic Podcast, your elopement photographer inspiration compass. I'm your host, Sheryl Anne, elopement photographer, former Navy officer, and proud mama. This is where adventure and destination elopement photographers come to get inspired, connect, and keep learning. If you're ready to reach new heights and find your true north, you're in the right place. Stay epic. Hey friends, welcome back to the Epic Podcast. I'm your host, Sheryl Anne. Today is a fun episode. I feel like the last three were fun as well, but they were kind of focused on getting to know the Epic Podcast, getting to know me as your host, and just like a fun, laid-back photographer confession episode. But I did promise that we would do some light mentorship and fun education on this podcast, so that is what we are doing today. This podcast episode is primarily focusing on what I wish I had known when I started my business back in 2022, especially when I decided to choose adventure elopement photography as a niche. So today we are talking about the top 3 things you should be focusing on if you want to scale your business as a destination adventure elopement photographer. So it's going to be fun. Okay, before we dive into this week's episode, let's go ahead and talk about our win of the week. Our win of the week goes out to Marcus and Hannah of Marcus Hannenberg and Hannah Lee Films. If they sound familiar, it's because they submitted photographer confessions in the last episode. But these two are amazing. They are a photo video wife-husband duo team, and their work is incredible. And on top of that, they are just genuinely amazing and kind people. But they just announced on their Instagrams that they will be traveling to New Zealand because they booked a couple that wants to elope there. And I just thought that was freaking amazing. So shout out to them. I cannot wait to see the magic that you guys create because I just know it's going to be incredible. So congratulations to Marcus and Hannah. Let's go ahead and talk about life updates. Your girl just came back from Monterey doing Redwoods and Big Sur elopements, but doing 4 elopements in a row. You heard that correctly. 4 elopements back to back. It really wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Will I be doing it again? Probably not. I did 2 full days, which is like 8 hours, and then 2 minis. And I think if I were to do it again, it would probably be 1 full day and 3 minis, or just all of them minis. But I did kind of realize that I think 3 might be my max for sure. The reason, if you're like, Sheryl, why did you even decide to do that? The reason why I do that is because it's just smarter and more efficient for me to stack elopements rather than me, especially as a mother, traveling every weekend to that same spot. I can just knock it all out in 1 week, and it just saves me time and it saves me a lot of money. So that is why I did that. If you guys ever wanted to do it or was curious about it, I just had to be really smart about my time. So immediately after I was done with like shooting an elopement, I would go back to my hotel, edit their sneak peeks, go to bed in a timely manner to make sure that I was recharged for the next day. So that is what I did. And yeah, and just talking about the elopements, just hitting the highlights. One of my elopement couples had given me a handwritten card after elopement day. And in the card was 2 gift cards, one to Barnes & Noble and one to Starbucks. And then for the Barnes & Noble cards, they said, for your new books, because I knew I love like smut fairy books like Akatar, and because they were into that as well. And that's what we connected on. And they also wrote for Starbucks saying like, for your coffee while you're editing late at night. And I thought that was just so thoughtful and so sweet. My other couple had their elopement in the Redwoods as well, and they invited their dog Betty along, and she was so adorable and so sweet. She had a floral collar and a pearl leash, and we went to Taco Bell for their celebratory lunch right after, and I love me a cheesy gordita crunch with like the cheesy Dorito shell. Chef's kiss. It was perfect, especially after a long elopement day. I scarfed that thing down. My other couple, just for a highlight, they did an Indian ceremony on their elopement day. And that was so special because I have photographed a big traditional Indian wedding before. So I understand how stressful it can be. And they came to me saying, Sheryl, we are just not those kinds of people that want a big traditional Indian wedding. We don't like being the center of attention. We don't want to be surrounded by hundreds of people. Can you help us? And I said, I understand. Yes, I can. And they were just so happy with the decision that they had made. And they kept saying that over and over on their elopement day. And I know that their parents were kind of against the idea at first, but when they saw their elopement location and it clicked with them, they're like, oh, we understand. And they've never seen a place like that before. So they just fell in love with it. And they were just really happy with the decision that they made. And I know that like the cultural, traditional pressures for weddings can be so high sometimes. So I'm just so proud of my couple for knowing who they are and just sticking to that. So yeah, I'm just really proud of them. And it was such a beautiful elopement day. If you guys want to see any of their photos, just go to @Sheryl Anne Photo on Instagram. Let's see. And my last update, Taylor Swift's Life of a Showgirl album came out today. I have listened to it a lot of times. It usually takes me like over 3 to 4 times of just listening through the album for me to just like fall in love with it. And right now, the 3 songs that I am really loving is Opalite, Ruined the Friendship, and Wood. Wood. Yeah. You guys, those are bops. Especially Wood. There's a line in there where she mentions redwood tree. And me being a elopement photographer that primarily shoots in the redwoods, I got so excited. I was like, she said redwood tree. And you guys, I know that it's a metaphor for something, but it's still a redwood tree. I know, the silliest things that us elopement photographers get excited about. But yeah, I think that is it for life updates and wins of the week. Let's go ahead and dive into this week's episode. Okay, friends, here are the top 3 things you should be investing in if you want to scale your business as a destination adventure elopement photographer. And keep in mind that these are in order of importance. Okay, so starting with number 1, education. This one is a non-negotiable. Investment in education is single-handedly the best decision I have ever made for my business, and I wish I had done it sooner. If you're just starting out, investing in education is the best way to create a clear, intentional path forward instead of wasting months or even years bouncing from like one random thing to another. You know what I call that? I call it shiny object syndrome or goldfish syndrome. And you know what I'm talking about, especially if you have like ADHD, diagnosed or undiagnosed. It's that feeling where you're constantly chasing the next best thing that promises to change and grow your business, but actually gets you nowhere. I remember listening to podcasts every day and just pulling at any tips I could get and implementing them into my business as soon as I got off of work. You guys know them. It's like those random small things that like you should be changing on your website or like what you should be posting every day. And these are just shiny things that are distracting you. Educational courses and coaching programs fix that because it provides you a clear path. Just bringing up my hiking analogy, instead of hiking on a trail and randomly leaving the trail to like go get lost in the woods or linger in a random meadow, like you're one of the Colins from Twilight, you're just actually staying focused on your trail that is leading you efficiently towards the peak. Okay. So which coaching program should you choose? When I decided I wanted to invest in a coaching program, I was like struggling between 2. And those 2 were Megan McPhail's Elopement Photographer Mastermind and Maddie May's Adventure Instead Academy. Both are incredible. And honestly, you can't go wrong with either of them. For me, I ultimately decided choosing Megan's program because I just felt like she had this like no BS attitude that I knew would push me. And at the time, I was in this like really tough season in life where I had just gone through an ectopic pregnancy emergency in New Zealand. And with social media, which is where I was like getting all of my inquiries. it was just causing me so much freaking anxiety. And like, I just felt obligated to post every day. And I was just desperate to get out of that constant grind of Instagram. And the mastermind taught me strategies to move away from relying on social media. And plus her story, I just felt really resonated with me. She had come from a high stress, established, successful career as an emergency veterinarian and transitioned from doing that full time into photography. So as a surface warfare officer coming from the Navy, I just felt like if she could do it, then I can do it too. And fun fact, we both studied biology at University of Illinois. So I just felt this like instant connection with her. So ultimately, I just went with Megan's course. But again, both coaching programs are great. And you just have to choose one that resonates with you. So I also want to acknowledge that I know it can feel scary to invest a ton of money when you're not booking consistently yet. But if you wait until you feel ready, you will probably never do it. Investing is just what helps you book faster. Education is what gives you clarity and tools to build a sustainable business instead of burning out. So trust me, when I say this, education will pay you back tenfold. I was terrified to invest the money. I was also desperate and felt like this was the best option to build a sustainable business before I got out of the Navy. And when I started seeing the results, I just knew it was worth it. So yeah, education is number one. On to number two. The second thing you should be investing your money in is style shoots and retreats, but then the right way. Here's why. Couples need to see that you've photographed in locations they want to elope in. When they land on your website, they have to see images that they immediately recognize where those images are taken. For example, if you want couples that want to elope in Yosemite, those first few images on your website better have couples in wedding attire with distinct Yosemite features in the background, with like half dome and being in the valley with El Cap or Taft Point. If you don't have any of those images, they're just going to assume that you're not the photographer for them. Sure, there are those like random few cases where I've booked couples for random locations because they just love my work, but a majority of the couples want to book a photographer that has experience photographing in that area. And that's why building your portfolio intentionally in the places you want to book is huge. And here's the thing, style shoots aren't just about pretty photos. The right retreat or style shoot teaches you how to tell the full story of an elopement day, not just portraits, not just golden hour with like a beautiful model couple, but everything. Getting ready moments, vow exchanges, adventures, intimate dinners, the whole arc of what an elopement feels like and looks like. And if you don't know where to start in like choosing retreat that is right for you, I just recommend taking a look at retreats like Elope Academy by Casey Joe or Megan McPhail's styled shoot retreats. They literally just dropped a bunch of epic opportunities at national parks and dream destinations around the world. And they offer these like full day setups, real education and storytelling opportunities. In addition to that, it's just an amazing opportunity to network and make new photographer friends in the elopement community and learn about the area that you want to photograph in. I will be going to Elope Academy's Alaska retreat in August next year, and I'm so excited. I've always wanted to photograph a couple riding in a helicopter to a glacier, and I'm hoping that building my portfolio there will attract more adventurous couples looking to elope in Alaska. And if you're like, well, Sheryl, retreats aren't in my budget right now, then create your own. Create your own. Seriously. When I was a determined young photographer starting out, this is exactly what I did. There was a retreat that cost like $2,000. And I was like, nah, I can create my own. And I bought a plane ticket, got dresses, and reached out to my friends in the area and did my own style shoot. So seriously, if a retreat is just out of your budget right now, just reach out to a couple or even friends on Instagram. People literally love free photos and being models. Then buy an inexpensive white dress and veil online from like Amazon or Lulu's and fly yourself to that dream destination. The important thing is just to build a portfolio in the locations you want to book. Because at the end of the day, your portfolio and experience in traveling and location scouting in that area is what builds trust. Couples want to see themselves in the photos you're showing. And when they do, that is when you'll start booking those dream locations. Okay, I felt like I talked a lot on that. Okay, let's move on to number 3, ads. Google ads, Meta ads, whatever you choose, they can be powerful, but only if you do it in the right order. There's a reason this is number 3 and not number 1 on my list. Please do not make the mistake of setting up and running your ads before you have your portfolio in place, before you have your website copy dialed in, and before your branding is clear. If you do not have those little duckies in a row, you might as well grab your money, walk straight to a toilet and flush it. And really quick, while we're talking about common mistakes, let's bring up website design really quick, because I feel like so many photographers think that they need this gorgeous, custom, expensive website right away. And I'm here to tell you, you don't. When I booked my Amalfi Coast elopement and my Redwoods elopement, do you know what website I had? I had a simple pixie set website, nothing fancy. It wasn't the design that converted those couples. It was literally the copy. It was the words on the page that resonated with them and my work. And when I finally decided to invest in a custom design website, I remember thinking, man, I am so freaking glad I am doing this educational course at the same time, or this would have been a complete waste of money. The website designer literally asks for the copy you want on your website in order to attract the couples that align with you. And the mastermind at the time helped me with that. And they also did a website audit. So I knew exactly where everything needed to be in my website design. But most importantly, my copy targeted the kind of couples I wanted to attract. So yeah, I feel like I elaborated on that too long too. But number 3, again, is ads. It's the quickest way to get in front of your couples on Google or Instagram. All right, so let's move on. I know I said there were 3, but I have a bonus one. Number 4. Number 4 is investing in bettering your SEO game. I couldn't leave this one out because SEO has been a game changer for me. Think of SEO as your long game. It's not like instant like ads, but over time it builds momentum and that keeps paying off. This means write blogs that are optimized for the locations you want to book. Get on Pinterest or hire a Pinterest manager and start building backlinks. One way to do that, submit your work to things like the Legend Awards, which is, I think, $15 per submission, or Wandering Weddings, which is a $200 investment a year, because those backlinks, you guys, are gold. And if blogging isn't your strong suit, invest in help. That means you can hire a blogger, outsource to Pinterest, or pay a subscription to ChatGPT to draft blogs that you can personalize and refine. So again, invest in SEO because it's like planting seeds now that will turn into a forest of inquiries later. All right, friends. So quick recap. Here's your epic investment roadmap. Number 1, education. Again, it provides clarity, direction, and guidance. 2 is styled shoots and retreats. It'll help you build a portfolio that speaks directly to your dream clients. 3 is ads to put you in front of your clients quickly. And then our bonus, number 4, SEO, the long game that builds consistent inquiries over time. Again, if I could go back, I would have started with education right away. It would have saved me so much time and stress and shiny object chasing. And remember, whether you're working full-time, raising kids, or juggling multiple responsibilities, you can still make this happen. These investments aren't about hustling harder. They are about working smarter and being more intentional with your growth. Anyways, you guys, I hope this helps. And that's a wrap on this week's episode. I hope it provides some clarity in where you should be investing your money if you're just starting out in destination adventure elopement photography. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review and share it with a friend. If you need help deciding between a coaching program or you just need a little bit more assistance with where you should be investing your money based off of what season of business you're in, please DM me. I'd love to chat it through with you. Until then, keep finding your true north and stay epic. Thanks for tuning into the Epic Podcast. If you love today's episode, don't forget to follow the show, leave a review, and share it with a friend who could use a little inspiration. You can connect with me on Instagram and TikTok at Sheryl Anne Photo, or at Epic Photo Podcast for more stories, tips, and behind the scenes from life as an elopement photographer. Until next time, stay epic.